If the realtor that you're working with or watching on social media is saying it's always a good time to buy, you need to fire them immediately. And in this video, I want to talk about, is it really a good time to buy a house in 2023? So let's dive right in. Okay, so just to introduce myself, my name is Avi. I'm a local realtor here in Santa Barbara. For the past 4.5 years, I've helped all sorts of different people buy, sell, invest in real estate here. And I want to talk about the 2023 market, what I'm predicting, what my advice is, and if it might be a good time for you to buy or maybe not. So we're moving into Q3 of 2023, and here are the facts that we know so far. The first couple quarters of the year when it came to the housing market had a slow uptick in the trajectory, but it's been so much slower than it was the past couple years with such rapid appreciation. Interest rates right now are much higher than they were a year ago, and that's squeezing a lot of buyers out of the marketplace and also turning a lot of other buyers into cash buyers. In the month of May here in Santa Barbara, 41% of homes were sold in cash. So a lot of people are not opting for traditional financing because the interest rates are so high. When it comes to bidding wars on properties, we're seeing a lot less than the last couple of years, but definitely there still are some. When a home is turnkey, maybe in the entry level, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 price range here in Santa Barbara or Goleta, they're going really quick, and oftentimes they're going with bidding wars. Condos, more niche properties, the higher end is definitely seeing more days on market than in the previous couple years. So we're definitely seeing opportunity for those buyers who are potentially negotiating off the price or waiting until price reductions. The influx of buyers, at least into the Santa Barbara marketplace, is definitely less than the last couple of years. A lot of people moved here because they were able to work remote or because COVID kind of prompted a move. And we're definitely still seeing people come into town from other areas like San Francisco, Los Angeles, other cities mainly, but it's a lot less than before. We're definitely just seeing less overall buyer demand, and the number of transactions is down almost 40% year over year. So that's definitely something that's very interesting to see, is that the number of homes trading is a lot less. The last fact that I'm going to mention, and something important to consider, is the level of inventory. Inventory here in Santa Barbara is still under 2 months, which means that basically if no new homes were to come on the market and the amount of homes were to sell at the same rate that they're selling at, in 2 months there would be no homes available for sale. So that just shows that the inventory levels are very low here, and definitely something important to keep in mind. So when it comes to buying a home in 2023, the truth is it's a very nuanced decision. I'm going to talk about some of the people that might be a good idea for them to potentially purchase, and definitely some of the groups that might be holding off, and maybe one will resonate with you. So one of the groups of people that are definitely a potential good option to buy are those people who've been saving up and are ready to potentially go into their first property knowing that they're going to live there for at least 3+ years. Obviously, there's fluctuations in the marketplace and you never know what the next steps will hold, but there's a lot of times people that have been saving up for a long time, who have the money to buy a down payment, who also have the financial backing to potentially pay for the mortgage, whether it's here in Santa Barbara or somewhere else. And those are the type of people where if you're going to be here for 3 years, if you really find a property that you like, if you've run your numbers with a lender, or if you're buying in cash and the financials make sense, those are the type of people where it's a really good option to buy. On the other hand, if life right now for you is more transient, if you're not sure where you're going to be in the next year or two, if you have maybe a really good deal on rent, and if you don't have quite the funds for a traditional down payment, or if you've ran your numbers with a lender and it might squeeze you with that monthly payment, those are the type of people who should definitely consider holding, who should definitely keep renting, especially if you have a good deal on rent. Those are the type of people who shouldn't squeeze themselves, shouldn't jump the gun, or shouldn't buy just because that's what their friends or parents tell them to do. Those are the type of people who really need to understand their long-term situation, and if it's a little up in the air, it's definitely a good idea for them to just stay and rent. An option for those who are maybe looking to buy is when a life change happens, whether you're having kids, whether you need more space for your pets, whether you want to be in a specific school district. Those are the type of people as well where when a major life event happens, it's always a good time to potentially make that purchase if it's going to work financially and if it's going to really improve your quality of life. Obviously, right now, interest rates aren't ideal, and there's people that are potentially thinking, well, I can't get the bigger house because I don't want to pay, the difference in interest rate, and I have such a good interest rate on my property currently. But if that's going to mean a better quality of life, more room for you, for your family, that's going to mean you're moving to somewhere you really want to be long term, I think it's a good option for that group to potentially consider buying. The people that might not want to buy a house in 2023, let's say if you own a house already and it checks a lot of the boxes, you don't want to upgrade to that higher interest payment or potentially the new property taxes. Some of our clients, what they're doing is just a major renovation in their current house, or even a slight renovation. Maybe they want new bathrooms, new kitchen, new upgrades. Maybe they want an ADU on the property so they can house guests, friends, family, or even potentially get a renter in there. Those type of people who just need to upgrade their house so they don't have to change their interest rate or change their property tax basis, might be a good idea for them to just continue to hold. Another group, this might be you, and this is definitely a really common problem we're seeing today, is the people that have the financial backing, whether it's buying in cash or with a loan to purchase, but they're worried that the prices are gonna maybe be lower down the road than now. Here's what I'll touch on. Obviously, I don't know for sure, but interest rates are high, which are making a lot of people's monthly payments a little bit uncomfortable, those people that are buying with a loan. If interest rates were to slightly decrease or even significantly decrease, unless there's a major world event, we're still seeing inventory very low, which is keeping prices continuing to increase slightly. If interest rates come down, a lot of buyers are gonna have more purchasing power, and we could see a huge influx of buyers and competition into the marketplace. So like I said, those people that have the finances to make a move right now, if you know you're gonna be here a little bit, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you could ride a little bit of an influx in whatever happens in the market. There might be more opportunity right now than even down the road. If prices continue to do what they do, and if interest rates go down, we could see prices continuing to increase slightly and even more buyers attacking the inventory that's available. And in a town like Santa Barbara, we don't have much new construction and new inventory. I know in other areas like the Sun Belt, there's been a lot of new construction, which has led to even more opportunities for buyers to have other options. But that's definitely something to consider here is we don't have new inventory, and if interest rates come down, a lot of people might influx the market and really shock the prices. So this has been a very general overview on if you should buy or consider buying in 2023. Obviously, everyone's situation is so nuanced, and what I recommend if you're thinking about buying, if you're thinking it is the right time for you or not the right time for you, but you want more personalized insight, please reach out to me and my team anytime. We'd love to set up an individual meeting and really understand what you're thinking through and maybe give you some insight that can help you make a really good informed decision, whether it's time to go or whether it's time to hold for a little while. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything or if you have individual predictions about the 2023 market. We're here to help. All of our information is down below, and I really hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on the next one.